Guys, what's up? How are you? Hope that you guys are having an amazing day today. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jarrell, and in today's video we are going to be talking about all the products that I've actually used for months now, and I'm going to let you know whether I like it or not, whether I think it's worth your time, your money, and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the video. But before we do, please don't forget to like and of course subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Let's go ahead and start with primer, and this one right here from Pixi. It is the Flawless Beauty Primer. Now this is supposed to give you hydration and glow. I do gotta give it to it because it does provide you with a really nice beautiful glow. It's not going to be too intense, too metallic, but it does not give you any hydration whatsoever. So if that is what you're looking for, this product is definitely not for you. Now if you are looking for a little bit of hydration and also a really nice primer, gripping primer, then this one from e.l.f. It is super affordable, really nice, beautiful on the skin, is going to give you the hydration that you are looking for. Now just make sure that you don't think that it's going to give you hydration like your skincare. Definitely take care of your skin with your skincare products first, but if you're looking for something that it's a little bit more hydrating on the skin and gives you that really nice gripping primer where all of your makeup is going to last for the whole entire day, then this one is definitely an amazing one. So this one right here from Maybelline, it's a really nice, beautiful glowy primer. You can just add it to the highest points of your cheeks, to your nose, to your chin, the areas that you really want to just highlight prior to adding any foundation. You can also use it by itself just to give you a really nice, beautiful, super light coverage and just to even out your skin tone. But it is definitely something that I am just not really in love with just because of the packaging. This right here, I just feel that it's not super hygienic, especially if you are going to be using it so often. You can definitely transfer bacteria to it. So it's really not my favorite packaging. I wish that Maybelline can actually change the packaging, but you know, we can always take out the sponge. I know. And there's a lot of things that we can do just to make things work for us, but that is not the point. That is not the point. I mean, you know, they can do better, I think. Anyway, let's go ahead and now move on to foundations, because I do have a lot of foundations that I've tried. Now this one right here from Makeup by Mario, I actually ordered it on his website and it took forever. I will never do that again, ever, and that is something that I've actually said in the past, but it is so true. The shipping was just so long. However, when it comes to the foundation, I did try it. That is what I have on my skin today, and I do gotta say that it's a beautiful foundation. However, I do feel like it emphasizes my texture. I just don't feel like it's very flattering on my skin. Upon application, yeah, it looks really nice. If you powder your face, it looks really beautiful. I do find that I do have to pair it with the right primer. It does require a little bit more just awareness on what I'm going to do for the day. It does require for me to just prep my skin in a different way if I'm going to use this foundation, and that's just something that is not practical for me. If I have to think too much about it, then I'm definitely not going to reach for it. And because this does emphasize my texture a little bit too much for my liking, it's definitely not my go-to foundation. And I do gotta say that I feel the same way about this foundation right here, which is the L'Oreal True Match Nude, the Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Now it is super lightweight, it is really nice and hydrating. So if you are looking for that hydration, if you are more on the normal to drier skin and you do not live in Florida where it is super hot and super humid, then you are pretty much going to enjoy this foundation. I live in Florida. It is really tricky to make your foundation stay, especially if you are oily to combination. Again, this one just did not work out for me. Maybe for a different time of the year, but for now, for spring and summer, definitely not something that I'm going to be reaching for. And if I do reach for it, I again have to think about the primer that I'm going to pair it with, how much powder I'm going to put on my face, and all of that. So I'm just not reaching for those. So now let's go ahead and talk about this one right here, which is also from L'Oreal, which is the True Match, and I do have mine in the shade W6. It is the perfect shade for me right now with a no tan, and I think that this foundation is absolutely gorgeous on the skin. I do feel like this foundation just lasts longer on your skin, so it's a little bit different on the texture. So it is going to provide you with a little bit more coverage. It's going to stay put a little bit better than this one right here. Now this foundation from NYX, which is the Bare With Me Blur foundation, now I did not like it when I first tried it. It was just not for me. It was just too matte, and I was not really used to seeing my face like that. Now I did wear it for the whole entire day, and I did change in my opinion. And now that the temperature is changing down here and is becoming more hot and humid, this foundation is absolutely amazing. You do not need a lot of this foundation to provide you with a really nice, beautiful medium coverage. It just covers up everything that you need it to cover, and it really lasts the whole entire day. It's super lightweight as well. I don't feel like I have a lot of foundation when I am wearing this foundation. It does not feel super tight on the skin. So if you are now transitioning into spring and summer and the weather is changing, try this one again if you didn't like it, because you might change your mind. Really nice foundation. Let's go ahead and talk about this Gucci foundation. I gotta say that I was really disappointed. I thought that it was going to be like an amazing foundation. It is a little bit too drying for me, even for being oily to combination. It's just definitely not something that I see myself reaching for. The shade is completely off. In this line, they do not have the perfect shade for me. They do have it in the hydrating version of it, but not in this line. So for that is definitely a big no for me. So now for the foundations that I am absolutely loving, these two right here. Let's go ahead and talk about the Laura Mercier one first. This one, I did a whole entire wear test on it. If you guys want to check that video out, again, I will link it down below. But this foundation might be just a little bit too deep for me, but still I can make it work. It's just a super lightweight, beautiful on the skin. It feels really nice and airy. It's just absolutely stunning. Love this foundation. I'm so happy that I tried it. I was not going to, but then I changed my mind, and I am so happy that I did because it is so gorgeous. But now when it comes to a powder foundation, my goodness, this is the best powder foundation that I have ever tried, and it's just the perfect shade for my complexion right now. It is absolutely stunning. It looks so nice and natural on the skin. It's just so beautiful, super lightweight, nice, beautiful medium coverage. It does not look cakey. It lasts for a very long time. I absolutely love this foundation. I think that they did such an amazing job. So yeah, kudos for that one. I know that was a lot of foundations, and now we are moving to concealer. Let's go ahead and start with this one right here from Urban Decay. This one is called the Naked Quickie Concealer. Now you can use this one as foundation, to spot conceal, or concealer. And pretty much I thought that it was going to be replacing my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. That has been my favorite concealer for a very long time. I mean, it has a similar doe foot as well. It's just really nice and big and in charge, and I thought that it was going to just replace that one. However, it is not the case. This concealer seems to be a little bit too heavy for my under eyes. Now my under eyes are not oily, they are not drying. It's just pretty much normal. I just feel like it emphasizes the texture that I do have in the inner part of my eye. It just feels a little bit too heavy, a little bit too drying for me, which is something new that I actually experienced with this concealer, and therefore it's definitely not my go-to. I can still make it work for other parts of my face, just not for the under eyes. Again, just because I feel like it's a little too heavy. All right, now something that is a little bit on the opposite side, more hydrating. It's a really nice, beautiful coverage. You don't have to worry about creasing. Is this one right here from NYX, and this one is the Bare With Me Concealer Serum. What an amazing, beautiful formula the NYX did with this concealer. It is super lightweight. It gives you the perfect amount of coverage. You can spread it out so easily. It just blends like a dream, and it lasts for a very long day. It does not cake on me, or it emphasizes any of the fine lines that I have on my under eye, so it doesn't crease whatsoever. It is just such an amazing, beautiful concealer, so much so that I have actually been recommending it to my friends and family, just because it is super inexpensive, but such an amazing one. And if you have mature skin, try this one, because again, it's just really beautiful, hydrating concealer. This one is going to work out for you just fine. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this concealer if you have already tried it, because I am in love with that concealer. Now for the last three concealers, I am not super in love like I am with that one. This one is from Say, and it is really nice and beautiful hydrating concealer. That is the first concealer that I actually apply under my eyes. It is a little bit too on the deep side, so it is more on the orangey side. I do have to dip it in a couple of times just so I can get enough product to show up, but even when it shows up, it's just a little bit too deep. It actually works just fine, just giving me a little bit of coverage, because it really gives you a little bit of coverage. This is not your medium coverage whatsoever. I think that it's more on the light maybe borderline medium, but it's like in the very beginning of medium, not really like solid medium whatsoever. And this one is, again, the color is just perfect to correct my under eyes, and I do have to build it up with a different concealer, and this is not something that I want to do when I want to use a concealer. I want it to give me a really nice, a beautiful solid medium coverage, just because I do have some darkness, some discoloration that I want to cover. It really doesn't ever set as well. It stays really nice and creamy, so therefore it is going to be moving even if you set it with powder. I just don't think that it's a really good formula for me, for my skin type, for what I need. It doesn't give me enough coverage. I'm still going to be using it as a corrector, but definitely not something that I see myself repurchasing in the future. Now, very similar is the Valentina concealer. This one is a super nice and hydrating. A little bit different than the Say one, just because it does not crease on me. It really lasts a very long time, but it is going to give you the same kind of coverage, which is light coverage, borderline medium. I really could not build it up to a really solid medium coverage, and it is so sad just because I absolutely love the foundation so much that I had really high hopes for this concealer. I thought it was going to be amazing. I do have some darkness that I really like to cover up, and I do have to use these two right here just so I can achieve that. And even so, I just still not 100% satisfied with how my under eyes actually look. That is what I have on my under eyes on this part right here. Another concealer that I try is this one right here from Givenchy, and I do gotta say that it's like a combination of these two right here. It does provide me with the coverage that I actually want, because I can build it up to a medium coverage, but it does end up creasing on me. The color for this concealer is absolutely perfect for me. I do like my concealers to be a little bit closer to my skin tone, not too dark or orangey like this one right here from Say, or definitely not too light like the Valentina one. Let me just show you so you know what I'm talking about, because this one is the Valentina one, and you can see that it's definitely a little bit too light, and you can see how sheer it is just by applying. Now this one right here from Givenchy, I can definitely just use it by itself and I can achieve the coverage that I want, which is a really nice solid medium, but I do have to build it up a little bit. Again, it does end up creasing just a little bit. I do have a whole entire wear test on this concealer if you guys want to check it out, but this one, out of these three right here, this one is definitely my favorite, and this one is the one that I would definitely recommend comparing it to the other ones. Now, when it comes to powders, this one is the only one that I've tried, and this is the pressed powder from NYX. Is the Can't Stop Won't Stop, and oh my goodness, I've heard so many people talk about this powder that I wanted to try it myself. I know that it's not new, but it's new to me, and I have zero problems with this powder. It is the perfect shade for my under eyes, just to create that brightness on the center of my face. And it's just such a beautiful, undetectable powder. It just feels really nice, lightweight, really amazing. Okay, and now I understand the hype about this powder. Really good. So let's go ahead and move on to a different category, which is eyeshadow palettes, and I do have these two right here from Pat McGrath. This one's right here, I feel a little bit like torn, just because I don't think it's worth your money when it comes to this palette. In particular, this one is the Iconic Infatuation, and it is a beautiful color story. If you are into rosy mauve tones, then this one is definitely going to be your pick. However, I feel like you can save up your money and definitely just purchase a Mothership palette instead of buying this little palettes right here. The packaging is not as luxurious as the Mothership, and if you are interested in this color story, the palette that I would suggest for you to get is the Mothership 7. It's a really nice, beautiful packaging, luxurious, and it feels like you can get pretty much the same kind of vibe from this palette, but 10 times better. Better quality, just better overall with that palette. But Pat McGrath have sales all the time up to like 40%, so definitely keep your eyes open whenever she is running a sale, because the Mothership palettes are just in the next level. However, this one right here, which is the Velvet Liaison. Now, Pat McGrath gave us an all matte palette, even though we didn't ask for one, but I'm glad that she did, because this palette has definitely blown my mind. I think that is a beautiful palette, well made. You can just create looks using this palette alone, or you can create looks using other palettes along with this palette right here, or you can just use your single eyeshadows, you know, the ones that you have in your drawer, probably and you never use. And you can use it with this palette as well. And it is such an amazing formula. I absolutely love this shade right here, believe it or not. It just feels like it's such a nice, beautiful, pigmented, and you can use it on your eyelids just to create that matte look. This palette, amazing, beautiful. No regrets here when it comes to this palette. Absolutely stunning. I do have these two palettes from Huda Beauty that they were kindly sent to me so I can review them. This one right here is the Warm Matte. The packaging is absolutely stunning. It does have a mirror, and here is the palette. We also have the Cool Matte, and this is the one that I have on my eyes. It does have a new formula, which is the cream to powder formula. You do have to set it in place. I actually have not heard anyone mentioning that, but if you do not set it into place, then if you have hooded eyes like I do, if you have any type of creasing in your eyes, it will crease and it will start building up. The new formula, the cream to powder formula. But if you set it into place, then it is absolutely stunning. It really is such a pigmented formula. It's super beautiful though, because even though it is pigmented, you are able to blend it out with no problem, and it just, you create like fantastic looks, super easy. I do have a couple of videos on my channel if you guys want to see some looks with these palettes. I will link them down below, or you can again find them on my channel. Let's go ahead and now talk about the last palette that I have, which is the Natasha Denona palette. This one is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love every single eyeshadow in this palette. I think that is so nice and beautiful, super pigmented, really well done when it comes to Natasha Denona. I really do enjoy the highlighter as well. Just the blush, the formula for the blush, it is a little bit different comparing it to the other face palettes that she has in her collection. Now this is the Love face palette. I do have the lighter version of a face palette and the deeper version of the face palette, and I absolutely love both of those palettes, but this one in particular, I don't know what happened when it comes to the blush. I do feel like it actually lifts up my foundation. It does not stay, it doesn't blend as nicely. It's just not the same formula. I don't know if she was trying something new, but definitely not my favorite formula when it comes to the cream blush. That is the only thing that I really don't like about this palette, but everything else I love. Now moving back to some face products, I do have these Charlotte Tilbury blushes. Now these are the matte version of it. They are absolutely stunning. My favorite color, I would have to say that is this one, which I never thought that it was going to be this one, just because I'm not really into a mauvey kind of a pinky tone. I do have a video swatching all of these, so if you guys want to check that out, definitely check it out. But I gotta say that the formula is so nice. I actually had just added a little bit to the lips just so it can match my cool tone eye look that I have going on. They're just so versatile, and you definitely want to find other ways to use this one just because they are so pricey, and they're really not super mattifying. They're more on the natural finish, and I really do like this ones. They are a little pricey, so if you want to see them in action, definitely check out that video. I do have more blushes, and these ones right here are from Danessa Myricks. I do have to say that these ones right here are very interesting because you can actually use them on your cheeks and on your lips, and trust me when I tell you that on the lips they look so nicely, and on the cheeks they look really, really nicely as well. My favorite way to apply them, just because everyone was saying with a brush, and for me in particular, definitely with a sponge. And the one that I have on my skin today is this one right here, which is called Rose and Brunch. Is so beautiful. It's just really nice. You can definitely build it up to be super pigmented, or you can just be a little bit light-handed with it and just make it really nice and wearable. When it comes to blushes, so far we are doing really, really, really great. Now we do have more blushes, and I did try these three right here from Hourglass, and I absolutely love all three of them. These ones are definitely not creamy, but they feel really nice and creamy when you touch them. But these are powders, and I absolutely love every single shade that I picked from Hourglass. I'm so happy that they just keep on coming with products that I absolutely love. Love the foundation, love the bronzer, and now the blushes. This one right here is so beautiful and peachy, and I cannot wait to wear it a little bit more now that we again are going into those really nice, beautiful months, which are my favorite, spring and summer. Really, really beautiful months. And this one right here is the one that I have on my skin, and I absolutely love love this color. You again can be super light-handed with it, but you can definitely build it up. It does take a little while for you to build them up. I do have this ones right here swatch as well on my channel, I think. Absolutely 100% recommend those blushes. So for highlighter, I know that I have not talked to you guys about any highlighters in a little while, but this one is definitely my go-to. It is such a nice, beautiful highlighter. I can use it all over my eyelid as an inner corner highlight like I have it today, or on my cheeks. It's just really nice. It does not emphasize any of my texture. It takes such a small amount for you to just have that beautiful glow. I really, really do like it. They need to bring it back because I know it has been sold out for a little while, but yeah. So this is the Tarte Sculpt Tape, and it is a really nice bronzy shade. I do have mine in the shade Cool Bronze. Beautiful, beautiful to blend. You can never add too much of it, and even if you feel like you actually added too much, you can still blend it out. It is really nice and beautiful. I absolutely love the tone of it, how it actually just blends into the skin. Really nice, long-lasting liquid bronzer. I really do like this bronzer a lot. I have this lip balm right here from Lawless, and it is so good. It just feels so nourishing on the lips. I absolutely love it so much. I can't recommend it enough. It is so good. The last products that I have here are from LYS. We do have a lipstick and 2 lip liners. Lip liners are just amazing. I absolutely love the colors of these 3 right here. They are the perfect shade for me, especially if I am looking for a nudie lip. These 3 right here are just amazing. This one is a little bit more on the deeper shade. I do have some swatches for you guys, and I've been wearing this ones right here for a little while now. I absolutely love the formula. I think it is fantastic, really long lasting, but not too long lasting, just because it is not a super matte formula. You do have to reapply it, but it is long lasting enough for me. I really like how it actually glides on the lips, especially the lip liners. They are really nice and creamy, but they actually stay in place, so they are not going to be moving around too much. So they're not too creamy, they're not too waxy, they're not too hard for you to be, you know, like scratching your lips as you're lining them. There's definitely nothing of that here. These lip liners are really nice, beautiful formula. If you have not tried them, they are very inexpensive for being at Sephora. LYS is a little bit more of an affordable price at Sephora. I really do like and enjoy a lot of their products, and I am not disappointed when it comes to these products right here, the lip liners and the lipstick. But yeah, I told you guys that I was going to be doing this type of videos, just checking back with you guys and let you guys know my thoughts and overall experience, and hopefully this is helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love, your time, and support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time.